Ready, go! 3、2、1、0
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, Briareos Kerensky here. This is a bit strange, even for my standards. This review is all about LoveTra Mint, a dance game from Boost On, a rather small company that so far produced dating sims for PC and PSP. So, how LoveTra scores? Follow me to find out. LoveTra Mint came out in November 2012. It is the second game in the series, with LoveTra Sweet being the first and LoveTra Bitter being the third and last. At the time of this review, Bitter is still unpublished, but it's due in few days, at the end of January 2013. All games have slightly different content, but the defining factor are the girls, and this is why I choose Mint. Just to make this clear, the girls in Mint can be easily associated to an anime stereotype just by looking at their illustration, and the story doesn't really try to free them of their image. But, well, is LoveTra all about dancing, you might ask? No, it's not. Story goes that Marika Inami, one of the girls in Sweet, is the head of the dance club in some Japanese high school. She's third year now, and you, as a second year, must take the role of head of the club and train the girls in it. Don't ask me why your character is the only male in the dance club, just go with it. As training goes on, your character will build up a relationship with the chosen girl, and the better you dance, the more she will open up to you. So, you can say that you have to dance to get on with your romance. I am sorry. Truly sorry. Progress is measured by three gauges: action, dance and performance, which are filled by completing training exercises, mini-games, dance routines and songs. How much these gauges are filled is determined by the quality of your performance in any of these activities. There are also cards that are filled by stamps, which more or less dictate how the romance aspect of the game is going with one girl. As various goals are met, you will also unlock different clothes and accessories for your girls to wear, though they will only wear it when performing songs. Additional activities are unlocked by reaching a certain level with a specified gauge, and when all gauges are filled for all the girls, they will be able to perform a group dance where you just sit back and enjoy. I have not reached this level in the game simply because the third girls and Mint all share all activities except for the songs. Training exercises, mini-games, dance routines, they are all the same and they already have to be completed multiple times to advance with one girl. Redoing the whole thing 4 times just to unlock a girl's song is frankly boring, and the girls just have one song each, so the payoff for such long journey is a bit low. But I can't deny it's fun. I mean, the game asks you to move, and this is the most basic form of entertainment there is, and when speaking of just one girl, and everything is varied enough to keep things interesting. The difficulty curve is also very smooth, and despite having to grind exercises to fill the gauges, new activities and bonuses are unlocked at a good pace. If you understand Japanese, there is also a good amount of story to dive in, so there is a good chance that LoveTra Mint will keep you interested for a decent period of time. I can't deny that the advanced dance routines are entertaining in their craziness, and it's not necessary to perfectly copy movements, so the whole thing comes out as being pleasant to play. At first the game could drive you mad though. This is my first Kinect game, and due to my setup I am forced to use the Nico zoom lens or the device won't be able to track me. As a first Kinect experience, I had to adjust the lighting, and even now I was stressed to have the game correctly understand my movements, and even after that I still had troubles with some activities. But then I understood that due to my setup, or due to the way the game is coded, you don't have to move as shown on screen, but as the Kinect wants. It's something subtle. Some movements must be emphasized while others must not be as complete as you might think. You have to move so that the Kinect will register actions correctly. I can't deny this has proven to be particularly frustrating, and I was ready to write off the game, but once I figured out the correct way of doing things, Love Training became enjoyable. The game, or the Kinect, I don't know, still has some problems with dark clouds and heavy shadows, so you have to kinda accept how the whole thing works. And again, this whole thing must be due to my setup. The lack of different activities between the four girls in Mint is the game's biggest flaw. Activity during a girl's exclusive song is somewhat limited as well, asking you to raise your arms as shown on the screen. Starting from the second performance level, the game also asks you to copy what the girl is doing, but all four performance levels are on the same song, and between girls the activity itself is essentially the same. Minigames spice things up until you hit the third, which requires some Japanese knowledge to get through, as you are asked to perform what's written on screen.
3、2、1。
The second minigame, which is about balancing an insanely high stack of ice cream, is where things can get really crazy, as I even had to throw myself to the ground to do it. But, well, once again, if played for just one girl, all activities are nicely done and entertaining. Truly, the lack of different activities really brings the overall package down. Technically wise, there isn't much to say. As you would expect, a lot of attention has gone into the girls. Movements have been motion captured and they look absolutely great, though during cutscenes you might notice that the lip syncing is far from perfect, and in few occasions the expressions do not fully match the voice you hear.
あんたが部長なんて、そこの部員は悲劇ね。悲劇専門の演劇部か何か？は？ダンス部？なんでそんなところにあんたが？
In a game where half of the focus is how good interaction with other characters are, this is very important. I don't really care about the barren backgrounds, give me great attention to characters. Luckily, the voiceovers partially make up for this. Most girls in all three games have been voiced by very well-known actresses, and their work is really enjoyable. As said before, the girls in Mint do not scream originality, but within their stereotypes they work great. The interface is Kinect only, and I'm mentioning this just because after one activity you are brought back to a girl's main menu without the possibility to quickly retry an exercise, and there is no shortcut to get back to said main menu from the deepest part of any other menu, which gets infuriating very quickly. In fact, the interface could have been thought a bit better, for example showing not only the highest score, which is shared between all girls, but also the specific girl's rating and score. This is a very little thing, but goes a long way in making the game more user-friendly. The game can be played with little to no Japanese knowledge, though if you don't understand the language you will lose some details of the story. Though, just like the characters, everything is pretty understandable if you have some anime culture. There is that one minigame that requires understanding of written Japanese, but it's possible to go through it by some trial and error. you have an import X360 and a Kinect, LoveTra Mint is worth checking out. It's not perfect, but enjoyable nonetheless. Briarios Kerensky, over and out.